adding some pan spray to the pan. This is just olive oil pan spray. I'm turning the heat on to a medium high just to get it going, and I'm adding 1/2 pound of ground chicken. Depending on how much you're making, you know, you could use the full pound, just adjust everything and just double all your ingredients as far as what I'm going to add to this. I'm going to be adding some Knorr's chicken bouillon. I'll be adding just 1/2 teaspoon. This has a lot of sodium, so you want to be careful with this. Of course, I'm going to be using some onion and herb dash because I love it. I add it to everything. If you don't want to add a whole bunch of spices and do your own, this is really a good option. I always get the less sodium, so try this out if you haven't already. And there's actually an even cheaper version of this. The Great Value brand at Walmart. It's reduced sodium. I use this one and I don't see any difference as far as my taste buds. I'm going to be using the McCormick one. Either way, it's all good. I'm not using all of it because I'm only doing 1/2 pound of ground chicken. So I'm just going to sprinkle some on here. I'm adding a bit of sliced purple onion, 1 large clove of garlic. Just so the measurements are correct, this is 1/4 cup of water that I've used, and I'm basically using probably half of the package of the McCormick taco seasoning. I have this on a high heat. You could do medium high or high, whatever you're comfortable with, but you want to make sure your ground chicken is fully cooked, your onions are softened, and also you don't want too much moisture in the pan. You just want your chicken to have enough moisture to make sure it's not dry. This is a recipe for leftovers, but sometimes you just want to make something because it tastes good and you have no Spanish rice leftovers. So when you don't have that, you could get this right here. This is in your Mexican section at your local grocery store, and it's Spanish rice. And this is the best as far as I feel you could find in your grocery store. So you can find it in the Mexican area by the sour creams and stuff like that. So that's what I'm actually using today. But make sure you cook it to where it's a bit softened, because I do notice that it's kind of al dente in the package. So you want to kind of steam it up a bit and get that softened up, and then you're good to go. Warmed my rice up. I like to do it in a pot and just add maybe a tablespoon of water and you're good to go. Get it nice and steamy. Let's put these dirty nachos together. It's going to be so good. See those onions and all of this, how it's looking right now? That is exactly what you're looking for. We're ready to put some nachos together. I'm using some Mission tortilla rounds. Just want to put them in your bowl or plate, dish, whatever you want to call it, to each its own. You can add all of this in the pan with the ground chicken while you're cooking. I like to do this in layers because I could kind of control how I want it and how much rice I want and how much meat I want. So I just like to do it this way. But if you want to just mix everything together in the pan, go for it. So I'm doing a layer of the Spanish rice. This isn't cheesy nachos. This is not cheesy nachos. This is dirty nachos. I am going to add a bit of extra sharp cheddar cheese, but just a little bit, just for a hint of taste. I'm adding my ground chicken and onion. And this is still hot, so it will melt the bit of cheese that I added. Just a bit more rice, but not too much. Just a bit of fresh corn. This is warm. I cooked it, and this is fresh right off the cob. A tiny bit more extra sharp cheddar. Not too much, just a sprinkle, just to give a hint of taste of that cheese. Optional, you don't need it, but I'm gonna go ahead and add just a half of an avocado. I did dice it up. I just need to separate it all. I'm adding some fresh pico de gallo that I made, and make sure you get that juice and just sprinkle some juice on there too, because that's where the flavor is. To top it all off, I have some light sour cream. You could use full fat if you like. If you have leftovers or you just want to make this, either way, it's going to be delicious and you're going to love it. Try it out, and I'll see you in my next video.